So you've done the mental work from part 1, but your environment is still sabotaging your productivity and every good intention you have. So here's how to design a life that makes success feel inevitable. So here's how to design a life this September, this fall, autumn, back to school season that makes success inevitable. Cozy edition. We are now entering September, and while all the students are off back to school and making content about romanticizing the new academic season, us corporate or working baddies are left out. But who says that just because we have graduated means that we are now exempt from all the nostalgic routines that everyone else is participating in? Getting the new clothes, the hauls, the cute notebook and stationery. And that's why this series exists, because who says we can't romanticize the back to school season as adults? My philosophy is all about lifelong learning and making chasing your goals, productivity, and your habits a little easier to follow while romanticizing this September, autumn, cozy back to school vibes. Well, that is my mission, so class is in session. These are the 4 chapters that we'll be going over today that I'm sure will channel all of your nostalgic back to school memories and desire to be a student again and implement it into your everyday life to achieve all your goals and plans. 1. We invest in the right tools. 2. Designing your physical identity. 3. Creating your success space. And 4. Designing alternative success environments. Simple, right? So everyone talks about changing your habits, but no one talks about changing the environment that creates those habits. That's backwards. So instead of giving you more willpower techniques and advice and tips and tricks that I have in my first video of this series, which is already up on my channel and you can watch it here if you'd like, these 2 videos actually go hand in hand, so if you're interested in this topic, you should definitely check this out. This isn't about buying more stuff, but it's about strategically designing triggers that pull you towards your goals instead of pushing you away from them. Here's what's actually happening. Your environment can have more control over your behavior than your willpower does. And right now, your physical space is voting for the old version of you every single day. I learned this the hard way, where I completely transformed my mindset the way I did it in part 1, but kept trying to execute it in the same space where I've been stuck for months. Same desks, same supplies, same everything. And I couldn't figure out why I kept sliding back into the same patterns. That's when I realized something that changed everything. Successful people don't just think differently. They design their environments differently. They make the right choices easier to make and the wrong choices harder through strategic design. And this is where we reach the first step, which is to invest in your stationery and your tools. Do you remember how when we were students, we used to be so excited for the back to school season because that meant new notebooks, new binders, new pencil cases, when taking notes actually could look cute and aesthetic? Well, who says we can't do that now? This is going to sound so shallow, but hear me out. The aesthetics of your tools directly impacts how often you want to use them. If your supplies are ugly, boring, or remind you of negative experiences, your brain is going to just resist engaging with them. I used to think caring about how my notebook looked was superficial. But then I noticed that the prettier my workspace, the more excited I was to sit down and work. The more I loved my pens, the more I wanted to write. Your brain craves beauty, and you can use this to your advantage. That's why you always see people getting journals in a design they like. Maybe it's their favorite color, or just decorating it with stickers, washi tapes, and keychains. There's something inherently childlike and exciting whenever we customize tools, which makes us want to use them. And to show you that I actually practice what I preach, look at how cute my journal is. This is the journal that I write some of my daily thoughts in, my gratitudes, everything that I've learned I did well or that I'm grateful for. I'm actually not really a journaling person. I'm still trying to find my own personal journaling style, but having a cute journal definitely makes it easier and motivates me more to want to stick with it. It literally says you can live in a world that you design. This literally just reminds me every day, this is my mantra. I'm designing the world that I live in. So yes, having something that actually motivates you and reminds you and excites you to use it, definitely the biggest productivity life hack anyone can ever give you. This isn't about spending tons of money. It's about choosing the things that make you feel like the person you're becoming. Using them stops feeling like work and starts feeling like play. And there's literally so many ways you can customize your tools. If your goal is to journal, then you can get a journal that's in your favorite color, it has the quotes that you like, or you can decorate it with your favorite pictures or stickers. If your goal is to read more, then you can get a cute book cover or maybe even a cute bookmark. Because here's the psychological trigger that most people miss. When your supplies look and feel intentional, you automatically start taking work more seriously. Your external environment trains your internal standards. And that leads us to the next step, which is to design your physical identity. Now this one's going to challenge some people, but your appearance is part of your productivity system. Not because you need to look perfect, but because how you present yourself to yourself directly impacts how you feel about your capabilities. When I started spending an extra 10 minutes on my appearance before important work presentations or sessions, something shifted in me. I felt more capable, more professional, more like someone who produces high quality results. This isn't about vanity, it's about psychology. When you look put together, your brain just assumes that you have your life together. When you look chaotic, your brain expects chaotic results. It's like how we used to get so excited seeing the hauls from the back to school season, or the new outfits, the jewelry, the new backpack. Well, who's to say excitement and fun is only reserved for students? We all know that the commute to our offices or our workplaces can be so long and literally back-breaking. So you can literally just kill two birds with one stone by getting a backpack that can fit all your work essentials, your laptop, your water bottle, your notebooks, and still look cute. I literally recently just went down an entire rabbit hole looking for cute backpacks or cute office supplies. Literally, how cute does this backpack look? Nothing screams corporate baddie than this bag right here. It's so grungy, it's leathery, yet it's still super functional. And again, you can personalize it by using keychains, bag charms, even cute pins and buttons, and even like a ribbon here. Such a cute way to show your personality while still being functional and useful. I've literally found so many options for you guys, and if you like any of these, I truly believe that these are so functional and can level up how you feel about yourself and your productivity. I'll put some pictures up on the screen, and if you're interested in any of them, I'll link them down below for easier access for you, because you deserve the best. And if this is going to make you feel better about yourself, and it's not something that you already own, and it's something that you see yourself getting a lot of use out of, I think you should definitely invest your money in this. You can also invest in a good blazer or a good pair of flats, which I think is actually really underrated because it is something that you can use every day in the office. And if you choose a pair that you really love, it can just make you feel so confident about yourself. Again, I found some cute designs up here, and if any of these are your style and you feel like these are really you, I'll list the links to these exact products down below, because if this is something that you feel could really help with your productivity and motivate you, then I want you to have full and easy access to these tools. Yes, maybe you don't exactly need a new binder for every subject or a new lunchbox for the new term, but we get something much better. We get to invest in high quality essentials that make us look good and feel confident without sticking out like a sore thumb, but also still helps us romanticize the hustle. I mean, just look how cute this lunch bag is. And as someone who packs lunch to work every single day, this would definitely get me excited for going to office that day. Just saying. These things don't even need to be expensive either. Just simple things. Maybe a good mascara, jewelry you love, clothes that fit you well. You're not trying to impress anyone else. You're just trying to remind your subconscious that you're someone who deserves respect and produces excellence. So these first two pillars are setting the foundation, but the next two are where the real magic happens. Because you can have the perfect supplies and look amazing, but if your environment is fighting against your goals, you'll still struggle to maintain momentum. And that leads us to the third step, which is to create your success space. Your workspace needs to be designed for the version of you that you're becoming, not the version of you that you've been all these years. Most people try to be productive in spaces that are set up for rest, for relaxation, for distractions, or for past versions of themselves, which is just counterintuitive. This doesn't have to be a huge room or an expensive setup. It can literally just be a corner of your bedroom, a section of your dining table like where I am right now, or even just an organized setup on your bed. What matters is that this space has one job: to help you do your best work. Make it cozy enough that you want to spend time there, but organized enough that you can focus. Add things that make you feel calm, capable, candles, plants, good lighting. Remove things that make you feel stressed or scattered. Here's what most people get wrong. They think their workspaces should be purely functional, but your brain needs emotional reasons to want to be there. Having scented candles or having all of your stationery neatly lined up and organized, people really like to make fun of and undermine aesthetics and just save it for the children or the younger generation. But in reality, making your space something that you find so appealing that you can't help but stay in it is such a hack to helping you get started or maybe even stick to your routines. So here are some of the workplace essentials that I think can really help you transform the space and help you feel more productive. Doesn't this picture just make you want to sit at your desk all day? If my desk looked this organized and this clean and this aesthetic, honestly, this is like the epitome of romanticizing work. Look at that, look at how neat everything is. Once again, everything that I've shown here, I listed it down below in case that you guys like anything that you see. You will have direct, exact, specific links for everything down below. Last and the final step is to design alternative success environments. This is the step that separates people who sustain their productivity from the people who burn out in their perfect home office. Now, unless you're someone who is totally okay with staying in the same place 24/7, working every day with the same environment, you are going to need backup locations when your main space isn't available or when you just need a change of scenery. Just like how you used to go to different libraries or cafes to study when you were a student, you can do the same now with your work or whatever you need to get done. Scout out coffee shops, libraries, quiet cafes where you can maintain your focus. Create portable setups so that you can be productive anywhere. You can even build routines around these alternative spaces. Maybe it's the cafe where you do creative work or the library where you handle administrative tasks. It can even be a routine that you make for yourself, where you go on a hot girl walk listening to your podcast, then to go to a cafe to get your reading in and maybe some matcha, then heading to the library to get in your deep work. The goal is to never be stuck without options. When productivity becomes location dependent, it becomes fragile. When you can maintain focus in multiple environments, you become unstoppable. Now, implementing these 4 steps completely changed my day-to-day experiences. But there's something even more important that happens when you get it right, and it's not what you'd expect. When your environment is aligned with your goals, something psychological shifts. You stop feeling like you're fighting against yourself all the time. The resistance that used to drain your energy just disappears because everything around you is pulling you in the same direction. You start to embody the identity that you've been trying to force because your brain looks at your beautiful workspace, your intentional appearance, your organized systems, and concludes that this person has their life together, and then you start acting accordingly. This is how you break the cycle of motivation and then burnout. This is how you make excellence feel natural instead of forced. You now have everything you need to design an environment that makes success inevitable. The mental framework from part 1 plus the physical systems from this video, that's a complete transformation toolkit. If this series has helped you see productivity and the whole back to school season differently, please let me know the aesthetics you're aiming for, whether it be in your journal design or your work setup. I'm so curious and excited to find out. And also make sure you're subscribed because there's much more good stuff coming your way. Remember, the mental reset gives you the foundation and the physical reset helps keep you going. I hope this video was helpful to you and in your productivity and self-discovery journey. Until next time, take care of your heart, your mind, and your dreams. I'll see you in the next video very soon.